because I know how it feels to be miserable in your own skin. I know what it's like to look in the mirror and think, man, what have I let myself become? I'm disappointed in myself. And getting to a point where you hit a pain threshold where you say, I'm so disgusted with myself that I'm going to make a change starting today. Hello and welcome to the Command Podcast, where our mission is to help you take command of your mind, your body, and your future. To create a powerful, effective individual who has a desire to immerse themselves in greatness. So that together we can unify as highly effective individuals and assume command of our environments, our communities, and our country to do our part in preserving freedom. Join me on this mission of becoming the next generation of leaders to make living with integrity badass again. I'm your host, Trenton Ebersol, and now it is time to take command. This is the Command Podcast number 36. And by the time this is released, it'll be the day after Christmas. And now as we all sit there with our bellies full, our bodies struggling to digest the metric ass ton of calories that we consumed yesterday, it gives us a little bit of time to sit and think. A little bit of time to sit and think while all that food digests. I've been talking to quite a few people lately about their health and fitness, and it seems like the thing that I've been hearing the most is, well, I'm not going to start now. I'm going to start on New Year's. I'm not going to start now. I'm going to start on New Year's. And that's great and all, but what about the week between Christmas and New Year's? What about all those days? You know, you could put on easily 5 to 10 pounds of body fat in those days. And not only are you going to put 5 to 10 pounds of body fat in on those days from drinking and eating whatever you want, because those are kind of the days of the year where you get to just sit back and relax, I guess. That's what most people think. And don't get me wrong, I've done that plenty of years in my life where I freaking drank a whole bottle of Jameson, hung out at home because it was snowing and raining, and I ate pizza and whatever I wanted. And yeah, it's enjoyable, but it leads to misery. And usually it leads to misery right after you consume those things because you feel bad about yourself. But it definitely leads to misery down the road. And, you know, I keep hearing I'm going to start on New Year's. But my question is, why New Year's? Why does New Year's make any difference? Why should we start on New Year's and not today? Well, let me just get this out. That same thought process is I'm going to start on New Year's, I'm going to start tomorrow, is the same thing that got people, possibly you, if you're in a bad spot health-wise, fitness-wise, if you're overweight, if you have low confidence and you're not feeling too good about yourself right now. And guys, I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart because I have been there many times in my life. I know this from experience. So I'm not talking down to anybody. I'm saying this because I know how it feels to be miserable in your own skin. I know what it's like to look in the mirror and think, man, what have I let myself become? I'm disappointed in myself. And getting to a point where you hit a pain threshold where you say, I'm so disgusted with myself that I'm going to make a change starting today. Well, what if we could get to the point where we don't have to hit a pain threshold like that? Because those pain thresholds are painful. And when you let it go on that long to where you get into that bad of a spot, it's definitely it's much more difficult to pull yourself out of that slump because now you are 30 pounds more overweight, 40 pounds more overweight, 50, whatever it might be, 60 pounds more overweight than you could have been when you started if you would have just done it before you hit that pain threshold, if you would have just started today rather than on New Year's or tomorrow. Because most likely those of you that say I'm going to start on New Year's this year, I guarantee you said the same thing last year, that I'm going to start on New Year's. And then within a month or two, you fell off And then you kept saying, I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm going to start tomorrow. I'll start after this weekend because I have a birthday party to go to. I'll start after this weekend because it's a holiday weekend. I'll start after this weekend because it's my birthday weekend. I'll start after this day. I'll start tomorrow. And that I'll start tomorrow led you 8 months down the road to now it's Christmas. And you say, I'm going to eat whatever I want on Christmas, which great. I'm going to eat things too. I'm going to eat stuff, but I'm not going to overindulge. But tomorrow, you don't always have tomorrow. One day tomorrow's not going to be there. And if you keep putting things off till tomorrow, if you keep putting things off till New Year's, you're just going to keep going downhill. And you're going to keep, by the time you start that tomorrow, whenever that tomorrow might be, maybe that's tomorrow, New Year's, or next New Year's. I don't know. But whenever you finally start, you're going to fall off again because of the mindset of I'll start tomorrow or I'll start on New Year's. You got to start today. So, for instance, I did pretty well this year. I still had some ups and downs working 70, 80 hours a week. I still got in extremely good shape while working 70 to 80 hours a week, but I also had times this year where I fell off a little bit and I put on a little bit more when I hurt my shoulder and I fell a little bit out of shape. But before I hurt my shoulder, I was in just about almost the best shape that I've ever been in my life. And that was during the busiest work time of my season. So, yeah, I've had a little bit of ups and downs this year, and I've been working out consistently. I've been eating reasonably clean, not so much. We just went to San Diego last week, and I did whatever I wanted, basically. I drank and ate whatever I wanted and enjoyed it. But that forced me into sort of a pain threshold like I'm talking about, where I was disgusted with myself, and I knew that I had to make a change for me to be happy with myself. But I'm not saying I'm going to start on New Year's. I'm not saying I'll start after Christmas. I'm not saying any of those things. I started running 10 miles every day on the trail 4 days ago. Today marked 40 miles. So in the past 4 days, I've done 40 miles on the trail. My legs hurt today. I was sore. I didn't want to do it. I think people look at me when I'm like climbing mountains and I'm doing this, that like, wow, how does he do that? How does he stay motivated? I don't stay motivated. I don't stay motivated at all. In fact, motivation has nothing to do with it. You will not catch me watching a motivational video, maybe like once or twice a year. I don't watch motivational stuff. I just do it. I say, this is going to make me feel good, and I just go out and I start taking action towards it. So if you're one of these people saying that I'm going to start on New Year's, again, this is the day after Christmas when this is released. As you're sitting there relaxing, for the rest of the year or the day after Christmas, and you're letting all that food digest because you just ate, half a turkey and, a bunch of stuff, whatever people make on Christmas, ham, prime rib, yams, all that good stuff, pie. I love all of it. It's delicious, I know. But when you're sitting there letting that digest and you feel a little bit of disappointment because you overdid it once again, and you should have stopped at some point, but it tasted so good, so you just kept going. And then you were so full that you were in pain. And now you're sitting here today thinking, all right, I really need to make a change on New Year's. Why not today? Why don't you start today? Because the mindset that goes into, I'm going to start on New Year's, or I'm going to start tomorrow, or I'll start after this weekend, or I'll start next week, is the same mindset that will ensure you're setting the same exact New Year's resolutions next year. And I don't want that for you. And I'm sure you don't want that for you either. So yes, Christmas is tomorrow. When you hear this, it's the day after Christmas. Christmas is great. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you ate some good food. But now today, not January 1st, not tomorrow, today is the day that you need to start making better choices for yourself, your health, in your life if you want to create a life worth living. So, what are you going to do about it? If you need help with this, of course, you can talk to me. Certified personal trainer, nutrition coach, and 14 years of weightlifting and weight loss experience. So feel free to reach out to me. But the biggest thing that you need to start doing is making better food choices. You know what you should and shouldn't be putting in your mouth for the most part. Eating smaller portions, eating more protein, and going on 30 to 60 minute walks every single day to take advantage of the oxidative phosphorylation and burn body fat with low intensity steady state cardio. So let the food digest and then go on a walk and make a good choice for your dinner tonight. And of course, get out there, live with integrity, seek personal growth on a daily basis, and forge a resilient mindset so that next year you won't be setting the same New Year's resolutions as you were today, but instead you will have transformed into a new human because you decided this year, not on January 1st, but today, that you were going to start taking command of your life and stop making excuses and stop seeking vices, temptation, and comfort. That's my message for you guys today. I hope this one can hit home for some of you guys because a lot of people need to hear this. I needed to hear this a couple weeks ago. I needed to hear this last week. That's why I'm putting in 10 miles a day, something to make myself uncomfortable. So that's what I got for you guys today. Thank you for watching. Please share the show with your friends, family, coworkers, anybody that you think needs to hear this. Please help me get the message out. I'm trying to do good in the world to create positive ripple effects to create positive change in the world by helping individuals become the best versions of themselves as possible by taking command of their mind, body, and future so that we together as highly effective individuals can unify together and take command of our environment, because your environment is the first thing that's going to pull you back out when you start a new healthy lifestyle, when you start a new positive personal development, plan. Your environment, the people you hang out with, if they want to just go party, drink, go to the bars, you're probably going to end up right back there. So this is my go at helping you change your environment by creating a group of individuals that you can spend your time with that will lift you up and hold you accountable, and so that we can take command of our communities and we can take command of our country by becoming a self-governing people who does not need people to govern over us because we are powerful individuals ourselves. Thanks for listening, guys. So until next time, join me on this mission of becoming the next generation of leaders to make living with integrity badass again. I'm your host, Trent Niebersol, and now it is time to take command.